Egypt has no peace. The god of order is dead, murdered by his brother Seth, lord of chaos. But from the marshes, a child rises, the falcon-eyed son of vengeance, Horus. For 80 years, heaven and earth tremble under a war between gods, a war for justice, balance, and the throne of Egypt. This is Horus versus Seth, the 80-year war. After the murder of Osiris, Egypt mourned. The Nile ran low, the crops failed, and chaos crept through the land. Osiris ruled no more. He had descended into the underworld, the first to rule the realm of the dead. But the living world was empty, leaderless. Seth, the god of storms and destruction, crowned himself king. He declared, "I am the rightful ruler. The strong inherit the earth." Yet even as he built his throne in the desert, whispers spread. The prophecy of a son born from Isis and the fallen Osiris, a son who would reclaim Egypt. Hidden among the papyrus reeds of the Nile Delta, Isis raised her child in secret. She taught him patience, wisdom, and the power of Mayat, balance and truth. Horus grew strong. His eyes were the sun and moon, his wings spread across the horizon. He was both hawk and man, both god and heir. When Horus came of age, he stood before the gods and declared, "I am Horus, son of Osiris. The throne of Egypt is mine by birth and by justice." The council of gods trembled, for Seth still ruled, and he would not surrender easily. In the great hall of Heliopolis, the gods gathered. Ra, the sun god, presided over the council. Thoth recorded every word. Ma'at stood beside the scales of truth. Seth entered in a storm of red sand. Horus entered in light, carrying his father's legacy. Ra turned to them. "Both of you claim the throne, but Egypt cannot serve two kings. Speak your case." Horus spoke first. "I am the son of Osiris. His blood runs through me. It is my right to restore order." Seth replied, his voice like thunder. "I am strength. I protect the gods from chaos. Horus is young, untested. Let him serve, not rule." The council debated for years, even decades, unable to decide. The gods proposed trials, contests, and duels. The fate of Egypt would be settled not by words, but by war. The war of Horus and Seth began. Their first battle shook the Nile. Horus took the form of a giant falcon, soaring through storms. Seth became a monstrous red beast, part boar, part serpent. They clashed across the heavens. Thunder rolled, mountains split. The desert turned to glass. In one battle, Seth gouged out Horus's left eye, tearing away the moon itself. Horus, bleeding light, fell from the sky. But Thoth, the god of wisdom, found the shattered eye and restored it, giving rise to the sacred eye of Horus, symbol of healing and protection. The wars continued, sometimes with weapons, sometimes with trickery. In one legend, Seth challenges Horus to a race across the Nile. The rule, both must sail boats made of stone. Seth cheats, hollowing his boat from real stone. It sinks instantly. Horus, clever and cunning, builds his from wood disguised as stone, and wins. The gods laugh, but the laughter doesn't last. The war dragged on, 80 years of destruction, deceit, and divine chaos. Even Ra grew weary. "The children of Nut have turned the heavens into war," he said. "We must end this." The council convened again, the final trial. Seth stood before them, his red eyes burning. Horus, his restored eye glowing with divine light. Ra questioned them both. Seth argued, "I am the protector of the sun god. Without me, Apophis would devour the light. I have strength, power, and experience. I am the rightful ruler." Horus spoke softly. "My father's blood was spilled by this hand. Egypt was born from Ma'at, not violence. I will rule with order, not terror." The gods turned to Osiris in the underworld for judgment. His voice echoed from beyond. "He who avenges his father and restores balance is the true king." The council fell silent. Ra nodded. "Then it is decided." Horus was crowned king of Egypt. Seth, defeated but not destroyed, was banished to the deserts. condemned to rule over chaos and storms forever. With Horus on the throne, peace returned to Egypt. The Nile rose again. The land flourished. Every pharaoh who came after was said to be the living Horus, the embodiment of divine kingship and justice. And when they died, they became Osiris, ruler of the dead, guardian of eternity. Horus's eye became the most sacred of all symbols, a sign of healing, protection, and the eternal victory of order over chaos. Yet, Seth was never destroyed. He still roars in the desert wind, reminding gods and mortals alike that balance demands both light and shadow. The war of Horus and Seth wasn't just a battle for power. It was a story about the eternal fight within all things, between justice and violence, harmony and rage, order and chaos. The gods teach us this: peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the mastery of it. And so the story ends, but the legend of Horus and Seth will never die. Thank you for watching. If you find it enjoyable, please subscribe and like the video. If there is anything you want to see next, please leave a comment.